Well, welcome to Hamilton. I thought we did all that pregame stuff. Bigfork is 4-1 on the season, 1 over in conference. 2-3 Hamilton is. And let me give you your starting lineups again. Had Matt Provecchio talking about how the Vikings played well. We'll talk about that a little more. Maybe I get Coach here on the halftime show. That's Coach John Hollow. A 5'7" senior 0, Madeline Nelson. At 5'7", senior number 2, Ada Griffin. 5'11", senior number 5, Lavanna Wenzel. At 5'3", senior, number 11, Taylor McCarthy. And then a sophomore at 5'9", number 12, Ashlyn McKern, head coach Boo Nelson. This is by Vanessa Stavish and Courtney Magnus. And for the Valkyries, it's number 15, Ava Jodavy at 5'8", a junior guard captain at 5'8", starting small forward, senior, number 20, Afton Lambrecht, captain, 6 foot even, guard, power forward, junior, number 21, Braden Gunlock, point guard, a 5'9", sophomore, and number 23, Peyton Gunlock, a captain, and then finally, at center, power forwards, senior, at 5'9", number 24, Callie Gabala, head coach Courtney Gunlock, this is by Brandon Couture, Paula Sullivan, and Isaac Martell. It is Gunlock. Braden tipping it up against number 5, Wetzel. Gunlock wins it to Gunlock. Gunlock quickly up. Top of the key is Peyton. Get it over to Davey. Davey, man-to-man, zone defense, 2-3. And 3-point shot on the way out the rim, no good. Rebounded there by Braden. Braden off the glass, misses it, tips it around, and grabbed there by number 12, McKern for Hamilton. So Peyton misses a 3. Braden gets the rebound, puts it up short. Hamilton will get it up. Griffin with the basketball. Will kick it out. Long 3 on the way. Top of the key. Drained there by number 11, McCarthy with the basket. Peyton quickly across the timeline. Braden over on the right side. Peyton top of the key. 3 on the way. This one is good. Pure and through the bottom of the net. For Peyton Gunlock, we're tied at 3-3 here on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. 2-3 zone defense looks like for Bigfork. A matchup zone over the right side. We'll give it in. Knocked away, stolen away by Bigfork. Knocked away by Peyton. And after Lambrecht, we'll give it over to Peyton. Peyton Gunlock, top of the key. She'll go over to the right, left side. Ava Davey underneath. Afton Lambrecht loses it as McKern comes up with it for Hamilton. Hamilton across the timeline, underneath. Peyton knocks it out of bounds. Intended underneath for Griffin. It'll be Hamilton basketball with 6:38 to go. Here Griffin will trigger the inbound for Hamilton. Gets it in, nearly stolen by Davey. Out to Nelson. Driving is McCarthy. McCarthy off the glass, misses it. Lambert gets the rebound. She'll give it up to Peyton Gunlock. Gunlock looking up the court. She'll bring it across the timeline over on the left side. Braden thought about the 3, out to Peyton. Peyton long 3, top of the key. Good again. Another 3 by Peyton Gunlock. And 12, McKern will bring it up. She'll give it over to McCarthy. McCarthy over to Nelson. Or check that. Griffin out to McCarthy. Far side to Nelson. Nelson, pressure defense put on by Bigfork. She'll give it back to McCarthy. McCarthy trying to drive right side. In the corner, nearly stolen by Braden Gunlock. On the drive, kicking it out. Number 2, Griffin off the glass, misses it. Braden Gunlock with a rebound for Bigfork. Quickly up, she'll get it up to Davey. Davey off the glass with the right hand. Scores the bucket on the nice pass by Braden Gunlock. 5:40 to go. 8-3. Bigfork leads on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. McKern will kick it over. Left side. McCarthy will bring it out to the top of the key. Gives it over to Nelson. Back to McCarthy. Back out to Griffin. Griffin looking to drive. Cut off. Gives to number 5. Wetzel. Wetzel going to lose it into my bench here. It'll be Bigfork basketball. Turnover by Hamilton. Peyton Gunlock right in front of me. Going to take it out of bounds. Peyton into Braden. Braden will give it back to Peyton. Peyton top of the key for the Valkyries. Over to Braden. Braden thought about the 3. Out to Peyton. Back to Braden. Braden, 3-point shot on the way by Braden. In and out. No good. Rebounded there by Wetzel. Wetzel quickly up over to McKern. McKern across the timeline. Guarded by Braden. Braden cuts her off. Over to Nelson. Nelson right side. Misses it. Rebounded by Braden Gunlock. Quickly up. Finds Ava Jo Davy. Ava spin move. Up off the glass. Misses it. And Hamilton comes up with the rebound. Wetzel. She'll get it out to McKern. McKern. Across the timeline. Drives out. Gives it out to Griffin. Griffin kicks it out. McCarthy. Thought about the three. Screen set. McCarthy pull-up jumper. Makes it from about the free throw line. On the screen set there by Hamilton. Into Peyton. Peyton. Underneath. Finds Callie Gambala. Jumper. Off the rim. Backboard. No good. Rebounded by Hamilton. McCarthy. And Hamilton will take a timeout. 4:05 to go here in the first. A 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Bronx. As the Valkyries lead 8-5 here on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Jeremy, you're funny. I like what you said, but you're funny. Anyway, 4:05 to go. 8-5 Valkyries lead here over the Lady Bronx of Hamilton from Hamilton, Montana. As they take a timeout in the front court here. It'll be Hamilton basketball on the far side. Hamilton in their white with maroon lettering, gray stripes. Bigfork in their blue with white lettering and black stripes, or black accents, if you will. Into McCarthy. Back to McCarthy. We'll give it over to McKern. McKern in the basketball. Pressure defense put on by Bigfork. McKern drives in left-handed. Scores the bucket. Peyton Gunlock quickly up for the Valkyries. Underneath Afton Lambrecht. Off the glass. Nice pass by Peyton Gunlock underneath to Afton Lambrecht, who was wide open. She gets fouled. Puts the ball off the glass. Good for two. First personal on McKern. First team foul. Afton Lambrecht at the line to shoot the M1. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded there by Griffin. Gives it to McCarthy. Man-to-man defense by Bigfork. McKern tried to drive in. Braden Gunlock all over her. Three-point shot on by Nelson. Left side misses everything. Afton Lambrecht. Yeah, call a personal on Nelson, or check Griffin. That'll be her first and second team foul. Number 12. Kenny Wade checking in for Afton Lambrecht. Davey gets it from Gunlock. Peyton gets it back from Davey. Going to set it up. Top of the key, Davey. Over on the left side, Peyton. Thought about the three underneath the Braden. Braden up, under, fakes it, shoots it up. Got hit, but no whistle. And Hamilton grabs it. McCarthy quickly up the court for the Lady Bronx. Kicks it out, top of the key to Wenzel. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy on the right side. Wenzel thought about the three. Gambala right there. Griffin drive baseline. Cut off by Wade. McCarthy, guarded by Peyton Gunlock. Out to, stolen by Braden. Braden going to go coast to coast for Bigfork. Up, off with the left hand, and she'll go to the free throw line. So Gunlock with the bucket with the left hand, coast to coast, and she'll try to complete the and one. That's on 0. Nelson, that's her third team foul, and Braden will get one. High arcing shot, drains it. 13-7 here on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Across the timeline is McCarthy for Hamilton. Basically a 2-3 zone now. Switching up the defense. Griffin underneath. Gives it to number 15 in the ballgame, Trisha Wilson. Turnover by Hamilton as they throw it away. It'll be Bigfork basketball. 2:27 to go here in the first. 13-7 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Davy gets it into Peyton Gunlock. Gunlock looking over to Ava Davy. Ava Davy driving to baseline. Gets it under Braden. Braden out. Kenny Wade from the right side. Jump shot. No good. Braden nearly grabs it, but loses it out of bounds. It'll be Hamilton basketball with 2:13 to go here in the first. McCarthy across the timeline. She'll give it over to Griffin. Back to McCarthy. Wilson. Held ball. Arrow stays here as Davy ties up number 15, Wilson. Hamilton basketball underneath with 2:02 to go here in the first. Inbounding is Wenzel for Hamilton. Looking to get it in. All the way out to Griffin. Griffin guarded by Wade. Give it over to Nelson. Nelson looking to drive. 3-point shot on the way. Rebounded there by Braden Gunlock. She's going to get fouled on the rebound as that shot's missed by Wenzel. And that'll be on number 15, Tricia Wilson. That's her 14th foul, and her first personal here. Davy gets it into Peyton Gunlock. Gunlock across the timeline for Bigfork. Going to go over to the right side. Kenny Wade, right wing, back to Peyton Gunlock. Peyton looking to drive. Over to Davy. Davy looking to drive. Baseline. Floater up. Too strong. Knocked out of bounds by Gambala. Afton Lambrecht will come back in the ballgame to give Braden Gunlock a break here. And McCarthy with the basketball for Hamilton. 1:30 to go here in the first. Gets it out to Nelson, over to McCarthy. Cross court to Griffin. Griffin in the corner. Wenzel trying to drive. Stolen away by Davy. Steps in front of Griffin. Quickly gets it up to Peyton Gunlock. Underneath finds Afton Lambrecht. Lambrecht's going to go to the line to shoot two as she gets fouled from behind. Look like 24 Haley McKern is in the ballgame. That is her first 15 foul at the line. Afton Lambrecht to shoot two for the Valkyries. 13-7, 1:14 to go here on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. The Valkyries lead. First shot up off the front of the rim, no good. And number 12, Ashlyn McKern, will come back in for, I believe, her sister, Haley McKern. One more for Lambrecht here with 1:14 to go. Second shot up. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded there by Wenzel. Wetzel driving is McKern. Griffin goes in. Wetzel misses it. Afton Lambrecht with a rebound. Gets up to Peyton Gunlock. Under a minute to go here in the first. Peyton looking to drive. Up, kicks it out. Right side. Oh, in and out. Peyton misses. Gets the miss by Wade. Back out to Peyton. Peyton top of the key. Thought about the three. Underneath. Callie Gambala. Gambala looking out to Ava Davy. Davy over the. Had Kenny Wade. Thought it was tipped, but no. It'll be Hamilton basketball on the turnover. 36 seconds on the game clock here in the second. Or first, and 35 on the shot clock. So a 1 second difference. McKern across the timeline for Hamilton. Kicks it over to Nelson. Nelson looking. McCarthy tries to shoot the three. Peyton right there. Floater shot up, partially blocked by Peyton. Lambrecht with the basketball. Peyton quickly across the timeline. 14 seconds to go here in the first. Over to Davy. Davy on the right side. Top of the key goes Davy. Kicks it out in the corner. Wade thought about it. Out to Peyton. Peyton top of the key. Three on the way. In and out. No good. It would have counted if it would have dropped. Nearly just misses it. So after one here from Hamilton, Montana, on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard, it's the Valkyries 13, the Hamilton Lady Bronx 7. I'll be back after this timeout from Hamilton. All right, welcome back to Hamilton. It'll be Bigfork basketball to start the second quarter. Peyton Gunlock right in front of me to inbound. Inbounds to Wade. Lambert in the ball game. Braden Gunlock and Gambala for the Valkyries. I'll get your starters for players in for Bigfork, for Hamilton here in a minute. Braden loses it on the floor. Possession arrow points towards Hamilton. Hamilton has Griffin, Nelson, Wenzel, McCarthy, and McKern in the game. Make that Peyton Gunlock. Bigfork basketball here as Peyton saves it, and gets it from Wade. So Peyton across the timeline for Bigfork. Looking. Underneath Braden. Shot up is no good. Rebounded by Gambala. Gambala turns around off the glass, no good. Rebounded there by Wenzel. Quickly up, McKern with the basketball. Number 12. Top of the key, McKern trying to cross over against Braden Gunlock. Griffin. Stolen away by Peyton. Peyton got a 2-on-1 with Braden. Braden back up, left-handed is good by Braden Gunlock, and a nice feed by Peyton. Gunlock to Gunlock for 2. Quickly up, McKern going to get trapped. Other way, Peyton's with the steal. Feeds it up, going to give it to Braden. Braden going to go up, right hand this time, puts it up for 2. And Hamilton will take a timeout. So Braden Gunlock with back-to-back layups. One left-hand and one right-hand, and 6:51 to go here in the first half. Valkyries up 10, 17-7 here on your Hanson Excavated scoreboard. A full timeout, and I'll take a timeout here from Hamilton. All right, back in Hamilton, Valkyries leads by 10, 17-7, 6:51 to go to halftime. Hamilton basketball inbounding is Griffin will give it up to McKern. McKern across the timeline for the Lady Bronx. They'll give it over to McCarthy. McCarthy looking to drive, kicks it out. Nelson over to McKern. McKern top of the key. McKern looking to drive, kicks it over to Griffin. Stolen away by Peyton Gunlock. Gives it up to Wade. Wade looking to drive up, under, off the glass with the right hand. Kenny Wade with a nice drive for the Valkyries. Protected the basketball, took it up strong. McKern across the timeline. McCarthy, long three on the way. Rebounded by Gambala, grabbed there by Braden Gunlock, up to Wade. Wade looking, right side. Going to pull it over, gives it to Davey. Davey top of the key, over to Wade. Wade down baseline to Gambala. Gambala up underneath, feeds Gunlock off the left hand off, rebounded off of Hamilton. It'll be remain Bigfork basketball, and number 4. Bryn Chinloni in the ball game. Davey, 3-point shot in the way, misses it. Braden Gunlock gets the rebound up, under, shoots it. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Chinloni, actually the foul's on number 12, Ashlyn McKern. That's her second first-team foul. Braden Gunlock's first free throw is good. She'll get one more with 5:48 to go here in the first. Second shot off the rim, no good. And rebounded there by Wenzel. She'll get it up to McKern. McKern in the front court. looking to drive. Braden cuts her off. Over to Loki in the game. McCarthy. Wenzel back to McCarthy in the corner. McKern looking to drive. A foul called on Bigfork on the push. It'll be on number 12. McKern inbounding for Hamilton. Gets it into Wenzel. Back to McKern. Top of the key, McCarthy. Back to McKern. McKern looking to drive. Pulls up, jumper, too short. Gambala gets the rebound. Gets it out to Braden Gunlock. Braden looking. Bringing it up the court. Over to Peyton. Three from the right side by Peyton. Just rims it out. Gambala there for the rebound. And the putback for the Valkyries. McKern over to McCarthy. Back to McKern. Over to Nelson. Nelson will get back to McKern. McCarthy. Chinfloni back out to McCarthy. McKern over on Nelson on the right side. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Pressure defense put on by Bigfork. McCarthy shoots it up. Short. Misses everything. Wade grabs the loose ball. Quickly up. Gives it to Braden Gunlock. 3-point shot by Braden. On the way is good from the right side. Braden with the three. Valkyries up 25-7. 4:21 to go here in the first half on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. McCarthy will give it over to Nelson. Back to McCarthy. 3-point shot on the way. Misses it. McKern gets the rebound. Puts it off the glass. Left-handed. Peyton into Davey. Back to Peyton. Peyton across the timeline. Gunlock. Right side. Screen put on. Top of the key. Over to Wade. Down to Braden. Braden off the glass for two. On the feed from Kenny Wade. So 3:42 to go. McKern will give it over to McCarthy. Over to Nelson. Back out to McCarthy. Underneath McKern looking to drive. Excuse me. Davey knocks it away out of bounds. It'll be Bigfork basketball. They'll take a timeout after Lambrick checking back in. Haley Scherer returning as well. Number 2, Griffin back in, and 24, Haley McKern back in for Hamilton. A full timeout taken by the Valkyries here with 3:31 to go here till halftime. The Valkyries up 27-9 here on your JD Detailing scoreboard. I'll take a timeout here from Hamilton. Well, back in Hamilton, 27-9 here with 3:31 to go here in the first half. And McCarthy will give it over to McKern. Wenzel back out to McKern, back to McCarthy. And McGriffin with the basketball. We'll give it underneath to McCarthy. McCarthy pull-up jumper. She's the shooter. She's the scorer, I could tell, for Hamilton. Quickly in. They'll get her to Peyton Gunlock. Peyton Gunlock. Over. Braden Gunlock. Thought about the three. Back out to Peyton. Peyton going to go. Afton Lambrick out to Davey. Peyton, top of the key. Off the rim. No good. Rebounded there by Haley McKern. Quickly up to Ashlyn McKern. McKern with the basketball. Driving through. Kicks it over to Griffin. Back out to McCarthy. McCarthy, top of the key, will give it up to Wetzel. Wetzel driving right side, cut up. by Davy. Davy will pick up the player control foul on number 5, Lavana Wenzel. That's her first and second team foul here in the second. Into Davy. Davy will give it up to Peyton Gunlock. Peyton across the timeline for the Valkyries. 2:32 to go here in the first half. Over to Davy. Davy thought about the three. Going to drive baseline. Kicks it in the corner. Acton Lambrecht jumper off the rim. No good. Rebounded there by McCarthy. McCarthy bringing it up for Hamilton. She gives it over to McKern. McKern cut off by Braden Gunlock underneath. Taken away by Haley Shera. She'll give it up to Davy. Davy looking. Top of the key. Going to set it up in the corner. Afton Lambrecht. Right corner back out to Davy. Right wing. Over to Peyton. Braden Gunlock underneath. She'll give it up to Shera. Shera shot up. They say they blocked it. No whistle. And Hamilton up the court. McCarthy looking to try to get the three off. Kicks it out. Griffin driving baseline. Cut off. This time a blocking foul called against the Valkyries. 1:37 to go. 27-11 on your JD Detailing scoreboard. The Valkyries lead by 16. First personal on Peyton Gunlock, second team foul. Brazil, Madeline Nelson back in. And number 15, Trisha Wilson back in for Hamilton. Into McCarthy, knocked away by Peyton Gunlock. Thought it was off Hamilton's leg, but it wasn't. And McCarthy will trigger the inbound. Or check that. Nelson will trigger the inbound to McCarthy. Nearly stolen away by Peyton. McCarthy shoots it up. Off the rim, no good. Braden gets the rebound. Look quickly out. She's got Davy running the court. Davy off the glass for two. And a nice feed by Braden Gunlock to Ava Jo Davy. McCarthy with the basketball. 1:20 to go here in the first half. Guarded by Davy. Putting pressure. Trap defense. Davy steals it. She's trying to get feeded up the court. As Peyton was open underneath, but fouled there. That's the foul on number 24, Haley McKern. That's her second, third team foul on Hamilton. No free throws till we get to 5. Into Peyton Gunlock. Peyton will drive over looking for Braden. Braden on the right side, right wing. Peyton in the corner, right corner. Just off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Afton Lambrecht. Out to Davy. 3-point shot on the way is good from the left side by Ava Jo Davy. McCarthy with the basketball across the timeline for Hamilton. She'll get it over to Griffin. Griffin back to McCarthy. Back to Griffin. Griffin pull-up jumper off the glass, scores 2. Lambert will get it into Peyton Gunlock. 33 seconds. Shot clock is off. 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Peyton Gunlock. Braden Gunlock. Right wing. Back out to Peyton. Peyton top of the key. Will give it up. Back. She'll get it back from Davy. Braden. Peyton. Peyton top of the key. Back to Peyton. 15 seconds to go. Braden right wing for Bigfork. 13 seconds. 10 seconds. Braden looking to drive. Braden throws it up off the glass. She got fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. I'm going to say it's on the floor. That's a 14 foul on Hamilton. That's a third personal on 24, Haley McKern. And number 23, Mariah Domingo, come in the ballgame. 6 seconds to go here in the first half. Davy, the inbound for Bigfork. Out to Braden. 6 seconds. Braden can look, drive underneath, fades. Shera up off the glass, scores it at the buzzer. Haley Shera able to get it off the glass for 2 as the buzzer sounds here to end the first half. So after one half complete here from Hamilton, the Bigfork Valkyries 34 and the Hamilton Lady Bronx 13 here on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. I'll get your halftime stats and be back with those momentarily here from Hamilton as the Valkyries lead by 21, 34-13. Well, welcome back to Hamilton, Montana. It's halftime here as the Valkyries lead here 34-13. Halftime brought to you by Averill's Flathead Lake Lodge, where they proudly supported Bigfork Athletics since 1945. Thank you to the Averill's and Flathead Lake Lodge for sponsoring Bigfork Athletics, Vikings and Valkyries. I really appreciate them. Let's take a look at your halftime stats. First of all, taking a look, Ada Griffin with 2. Leading the way at Taylor McCarthy. That's their key player. She has 7. 4 for Ashlyn McKern. 7 in the first, 6 in the second for 13 overall. For the Valkyries, Kenny Wade with 2. Haley Scher with 2. Hit that last shot right at the buzzer as the ball got fed into her, and she puts it off the glass for 2. Ava Davey with 7 points as well. 2 for Afton Lambrick. Peyton Gunlock with 2 threes in the first, hit 6. Catlin Gambala with 2. Braden hit 3 in the first. 10 in the second. So 13 overall, leading the way. And I thought 13 in the first, 21 points in the second for 34 overall. So I thought really they were really moving the basketball and really sharing and passing the ball well as the players got out and ran, and then they were finding the open player and feeding the ball up the court and finding the open player and scoring. So 34-13 at half as the Valkyries lead this one. Back out for the second half. Try to take care of business here. We'll be back after this timeout in 2 minutes here. It's 34-13 here on your Flathead Lake Lodge halftime score from Hamilton, Montana. The Valkyries lead this one. We'll be back with the second half. Well, welcome back to Hamilton, 34-13 after one half. Peyton will inbound in the backcourt here right in front of me to Braden. And Gunlock, Lafton Ambrick, and Davey. The lineup for Bigfork is Marin Lenardi into Braden Gunlock. Braden Gunlock tries to feed it through to Gambala. And on the drive, throwing it up, missing. So you got Leonardi in the ball game. Number 2, Ada Griffin. Number 5, Lavanna Witzel, Taylor McCarthy, and Ashlyn McKern for Hamilton. Inbound to Griffin. Give it out to McKern. McKern top of the key over to Leonardi. McCarthy trying to get a shot off underneath Wentzel. Wentzel puts it up, misses it. Rebounded there by Braden Gunlock. Braden Gunlock finds Davey. Davey looking to go up, under, off the glass, misses it, and Braden's going to save it. Afton Lambrecht underneath Gambala. Gambala trying to go up under Afton Lambrecht. 2-point shot. Makes it just inside the 3-point line for 2 by Afton Lambrecht. That's a good sign for the Valkyries. Some extra scoring from Afton. We'll get over to McCarthy. McCarthy will feed it back out to Wenzel. McKern looking to drive, cut off by Bigfork. McCarthy, top of the key. We'll get it over to Griffin. Stolen away. Braden Gunlock going to go coast to coast. Off the glass for 2. Braden Gunlock with a steal and the bucket for the Valkyries. McCarthy across the timeline. Get it over to McKern. McKern will give it out to Griffin. Griffin underneath. McKern feeds it underneath and nearly goes out of bounds. Shoots it off the bottom of the thing is Wenzel. And Braden Gunlock grabs the loose ball. Gives it over. Ava Davies shot on the way. Whistle blow. Timeout called by Bigfork. 6:22 to go here in the third. The Valkyries up by 25, 38-13 on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. And a 30-second timeout here. So the Valkyries coming out of halftime, really getting after it. A bucket by Afton Lambrecht, and then Braden Gunlock coast to coast after making the steal and putting the bucket in right-handed. So hopefully we'll get to talk to somebody after the ball game, as long as the Valkyries keep this up. They're good setup on defense. It'll be Bigfork basketball in the front court as Coach Gunlock calls a timeout here. And on the far side, it'll be Peyton inbound into Davey. Davey, top of the key, over to Peyton. Peyton driving, over to Braden. Braden right wing, back to Peyton, top of the key. Ava Davey, left side. Peyton thought about the three. Over to Afton Lambrecht. Afton Lambrecht baseline jumper. Misses it. Gambala fighting for the rebound. Coming up with it is number 2, Griffin. Gives it over to McCarthy. McCarthy up across the timeline. McCarthy looking to drive in. Drives in, blocked by Peyton. Gambala. Afton Lambrecht looking. Gives it to Braden Gunlock. Off the glass for 2. A nice feed by Afton Lambrecht to Braden Gunlock. 40-13. On your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard, 5:35 to go here in the third quarter. McCarthy will give it up to Griffin. Griffin, top of the key, over to Wenzel. Wenzel left side, looking out top, gets it out to Leonardi. Back out to McCarthy. McCarthy's three-point shot on the way is good from the right wing. That's the one to stop as McCarthy. She's drained a couple of those. Into Peyton Gunlock. Across the timeline for Bigfork. She'll get over to Davey. Davey looking in the right corner. Braden, Gambala. Back out to Davey. Davey looking to drive for Bigfork. Up. She's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. On the drive was Ava Cho Davey. She'll get 2 shots. She got fouled on the drive for Bigfork. That's the 4th personal, number 24. Haley McKern. Davey makes the first one. She'll get 1 more. Number 0, Madeline Nelson. Number 15, Tricia Wilson, back in for Hamilton. That's a good sign. Davey misses the second one. Braden grabs the rebound. Gambala grabs it from Braden, puts it up, gets fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Callie Gambala. Number 15, Tricia Wilson. That's her second team foul. At the line for the Valkyries, number 24, Callie Gambala. Gambala banks it around off the backboard and drops it. The first one. She'll get 1 more. Under 5 minutes to go. Second shot is in and out. No good. Rebounded by Afton Lambrecht. Out quickly to Ava Davey. She's going to lose it out of bounds. It'll be Hamilton basketball as Lambrecht tried to get it out to Davey. Number 12, Ashlyn McKern, will come in for Haley McKern. Here with 4:53 to go. Nelson tying her shoes. She's set to go. And inbounding, Griffin will get it into McCarthy. McCarthy over to Griffin. Looking, gets it over to Nelson. Nelson back out to McKern. McCarthy looking to drive. And Davy picks up another player control foul. She picks up the charge. She steps in front of McCarthy. And that'll be the first personal on McCarthy, third team foul. Peyton Gunlock into Ava Davy. Back to Peyton. Peyton looking. Top of the key to Davy. Braden in the corner, right corner. Back out to Davy. Davy, top of the key. Over to Afton Lambrick. Underneath, Callie Gambala. Davy looking to drive. Up. Shoots the floater off the glass for two. Ava Joe Davy with the right hand. 4:13 to go, 44-16 here on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. McKern will give McCarthy over to Nelson. Nelson back out to McCarthy. Back to Nelson. Nelson on the right wing. She'll get it out front. McKern over to McCarthy in the corner. Wilson feeds it underneath. Nelson back out to Wilson. Wilson, three-point shot on the way, goes out of bounds. Off the rim, no good from the left side. It'll be Bigfork basketball. Number 12. Kenny Wade back in for Bigfork. She'll give Peyton Gunlock a little breather for the Valkyries. 3:48 to go here in the third. Wade with the basketball across the timeline for Bigfork. Over to Davy. Davy looking. Goes to Braden. Braden right side to Davy. Back out to Wade. Afton Lambrick underneath. Tries to get it to Braden Gunlock. Taken away by Nelson. Gives it up to McCarthy. McCarthy quickly back to Nelson. Nelson right side. Back to McCarthy. Top of the key. Over to McKern. Back to McCarthy. Man-to-man defense by the Valkyries. Nelson underneath to Griffin. Griffin looking to drive. Throws it up. She gets fouled. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. First team foul here in the third quarter on the Valkyries. And a foul's called on Lambrick. That's her first personal at the line, number 2. Ada Griffin to shoot two for Hamilton. First shot up, in and out, no good. She'll get another. 3:15 to go here in the third. 44-16 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. The Valkyries lead. Second shot up. This time finds the bottom of the net by Griffin. Into Wade. Wade across the timeline for the Valkyries. Over to Davy. Back to Wade. Afton Lambrick, left side. Wade. Davy. Skip pass. Lambrick. Three-point shot on the way. Rebounded there by Braden Gunlock. Puts it up with the right hand for two. Braden Gunlock with another bucket for the Valkyries. Quickly up, McKern looking to drive in. And this time, Davy's going to get called for the blocking foul. She tried to get in front. Peyton Gunlock will come back in the ballgame for Afton Lambrick. That's the first one on Davy. Second team foul. Hamilton basketball in the front court on the far side. Gets it into Wilson. Wilson over to McKern. McKern top of the key. Cut off by Braden Gunlock. Nelson, three-point shot in the way. Misses everything. Saved and will go out of bounds off of McKern. And it'll be Bigfork basketball with 2:38 to go here in the third quarter. 46-17, Bigfork leads into Peyton Gunlock. Peyton looking, Braden, left side. Out to Peyton. Over to Wade. In the corner, right corner, Davy back out to Wade. Peyton, Braden. Braden looking underneath Peyton. Thought about the three. Looks to drive. Braden going to drive in. Over the corner, Ava Davy. Driving baseline. Ava up underneath, finding Gambala. Gambala off the glass for two. Misses it. Gets her own rebound. Out to Peyton. Braden, top of the key. Oh, misses it. And goes out of bounds. It'll be Hamilton basketball with 2:05 to go here in the third. McKern with the basketball for Hamilton. Across the timeline. Over to McCarthy. In the corner to Griffin. Griffin out to McCarthy. McKern over the corner. Underneath. McKern looking to drive for Bigfork. Peyton steps in her way. It'll be Bigfork basketball as McKern runs into Peyton Gunlock and loses it out of bounds. Number 10, Chloe Norad will come back in the ballgame, or check in the ballgame for Bigfork, replacing Braden Gunlock with 1:40 to go here in the third. Peyton looking for, finds Callie Gambala. Nice feed. Callie off the glass. misses it but gets fouled. A nice feed by Peyton Gunlock on the bounce pass, leading Cali right to the rim. Fouls number 2, Ada Griffin. That's her second. 14 foul at the line. Cali Gambala to shoot 2. Off the front of the rim, she misses it. She'll get one more. 1:34 to go here in the third quarter. Second shot up, on the way. Bounces off, no good. Rebounded there by McKern for Hamilton. McKern across the timeline. Going to try to drive in, gets it over. Griffin trying to drive baseline. Griffin in, up and under, misses it. Wade grabs it, and she'll bring it across the timeline. Quickly over Davy. Davy out to Wade. Peyton Gunlock, corner. Ava Joe Davy, 3 from the right corner. Off the rim, no good. Gambala taps it right to McCarthy. Up to Nelson. Nelson right side, out to McCarthy. Back to Nelson. Nelson, three-point shot of the way is good from the right side by Madeline Nelson. Peyton Gunlock inbounding under a minute to go. 49 seconds to go. 33 seconds of the shot clock. Davy finds Wade. Back to Davy. Back to Wade. Wade underneath Gambala. Gambala looking. Crossover. Puts it up off the front of the rim. Misses it. Rebounded by Griffin for Hamilton. And McKern across the timeline for Hamilton. Drives all the way in. Misses the layup, but gets to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. She got fouled on the drive. Fouls on Ava Davy. That's her second, third team foul. At the line for Hamilton, number 12, Ashlyn McKern, shooting 2 for the Bronx. Shot up. This one's good. 46-21 here. 24.6 to go here in the third quarter. And McKern will get one more. Second shot off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded there by Gambala. She'll give it over to Norad. Norad will give it up to Peyton Gunlock. Gunlock across the timeline. Get a hold for one. 16 seconds to go. Shot clock off. Peyton guarded by McKern. Give it up to Gambala. Back out to Davy. Davy will give it up to Davy with the basketball. Peyton Gunlock, left side, just off the front of the rim. Gambala gets the rebound, puts it up, misses it. Rebounded by Nelson. And that is 3 complete here from Hamilton, Montana. It's the Bigfork Valkyries 46, the Hamilton Lady Bronx 21 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. I'll be back with the fourth quarter conclusion of this ball game from Hamilton, Montana. All right, back here at Hamilton, Valkyries lead by 25, 46-21 as we head to the fourth. And Haley Shera back in the lineup. Gunlock, Chloe Norad, Afton Lambrecht, and Haley Shera in the lineup for Bigfork. Nelson in for Hamilton. Gets it over to Wenzel. Wenzel, baseline drive by McKern, misses it. Grabbed there by Nelson. Nelson underneath, trapped. Chloe Norad grabs it, steals it away. Norad going to give it up to Peyton Gunlock. So, number 4, Bryn Chinfloni in for Hamilton as well. Along with Wenzel. Drive, left-handed by Peyton Gunlock, misses it. And off Bigfork out of bounds. It is Hamilton basketball. McCarthy into Ashley McKern along with Chinfloni and Nelson and McCarthy. Chinfloni will give it over to Nelson. Back out to McCarthy. Chinfloni over to Wenzel. Wenzel on the right side. Trying to get it out. Gets him McCarthy. McCarthy, right wing, in the corner. McKern, long three on the way. Makes it from the right corner. Into Peyton Gunlock. Peyton across the timeline. Going to go in the corner. Braden Gunlock underneath. Afton Lambrecht. Check that. Shara tried to get it to Afton Lambrecht and stolen away by Hamilton. Throws it up. This Hamilton. Chloe Norag steals it. Peyton Gunlock looking to drive up, under, and they blow the whistle, but I thought they were going to call a foul, but no foul out of bounds off of Hamilton. Bigfork basketball. Braden Gunlock to inbound on the far side in the front court, out to Peyton Gunlock. Peyton looking. 25 seconds. Peyton drives in. Little floater over the top. Scores it for two. Peyton Gunlock. Into McCarthy. 6:18 to go. 48-24. Doubling up. Bigfork is doubling up Hamilton on your Harvest Food scoreboard. McCarthy, three-point shot from the right side. Off the rim. No good. Rebounded there. Battling for it. Peyton Wenzel. Arrow as a held ball there between Wenzel and Peyton Gunlock. It'll be Bigfork possession on the alternating arrow. Gets it into Peyton Gunlock. Gunlock across the timeline for Bigfork. Under 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Peyton in the corner. Afton Lambrecht underneath Shara. Shara trying to put it up. Strong. Knocked away there by Wenzel. And give it over to McKern. McKern right side. Looking to drive. Crossover on Braden. Counts the bucket. Fouls on Braden Gunlock. Lilia Sophia in the ballgame for Bigfork now. Checks in for Haley Shara. So number 5, Lily Sophia checks in. Basket was good, but Kern to shoot the N1. Makes it. Peyton inbound to Chloe Norred. So some of the other players for Bigfork getting some playing time here. Peyton looking on the left side. Got Braden right side. 3-point shot. A little bit strong look like. Afton battling for it. Hamilton grabs the rebound. That's Nelson. Gives it up to McCarthy. McCarthy across the timeline. Gets it over to Nelson. Nelson right side. Back out to McCarthy. Over to McKern. McKern will give it up to McCarthy. McCarthy underneath. Tries to hit Wenzel. Misses. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Bigfork basketball. And number 1, Marin Lenardi will come in for Chinfloni. Into Peyton Gunlock. 5 minutes to go here. 5:05 exactly. Braden right out. Peyton long three. Off the rim, no good. Braden trying to get in there for the rebound. Rebound there by McCarthy for Hamilton. Quickly up. Peyton steals it. Goes out of bounds. Hits her shoulder on the scorer's table as she dives for it. Tries to save it. McCarthy to inbound. She'll get it into McKern. McKern top of the key. Guarded by Braden Gunlock. Over. 3-point shot on the way. Off the rim. No good. Braden comes up with the rebound as that shot missed by Lenardi. Braden out to Norad. Peyton Gunlock left side for Bigfork. Underneath finds Braden. Braden. Afton Lambrecht. 2-point shot. Right side. Rebounded there. McKern grabs it for Hamilton. We'll bring it across the timeline. Looking to drive is McKern. Kern kicks it out. Lenardi back out to McKern. Nearly stolen by Braden. We'll kick it over to McCarthy. Nelson looking to drive baseline. Cut off by Afton Lambrecht. Underneath Wenzel. Wenzel tries to go up. Off the glass. Good for 2. Braden Gunlock into Peyton Gunlock. Peyton Across the timeline, gets to Braden. Braden right side. Underneath, Lily, Sophia. Held ball. It'll stay with Bigfork on this end. Number 15, Ava Jo Davy back in for the Valkyries for Afton Lambrick. Number 2, Ada Griffin back in for Lavana Wenzel. Bigfork basketball. Braden Gunlock the trigger, the inbound. Out to Chloe Norad. Norad over to Peyton Gunlock, right side. Finds Braden. Braden right wing underneath. Back out to Peyton. Underneath, Sophia. Trying to. Got it taken away there by Griffin. McKern with the basketball. McKern looking to drive. Braden cuts her off. McCarthy, long three on the way. In and out. No good. And stepping on the end line is Griffin. It'll be a turnover to Bigfork. Callie Gambala will come in for Sophia. And in for Braden Gunlock is Haley Shera. Number 24, Hayden McKern will come in for Madeline Nelson. Here with 3:23 to go, 48-29 here on your Montana Athletic Club. Scoreboard, the Valkyries lead. Davey gets it into Peyton Gunlock. Gunlock across the timeline for the Valkyries. Over to Davey. Davey left side, thought about the three. Back out to Peyton. Peyton looking to drive up underneath to Haley Shera. Shera will go to the line to shoot two as she got fouled. Nice feed inside. Number 12, Ashley McKern. That's her third. See you, bud. Off the glass, Haley Shera's shot is missed. She'll get one more. That's the third, first team foul on Hamilton here in the fourth. Shera with one more for Bigfork. Too strong. Rebounded there by Peyton Gunlock on the ground. Picking it up is Gambala. Gambala going to kick it out. Davey looking to drive. Davey up. Off the floater is good by Ava Jo Davey. McKern quickly up for Hamilton. Looking to drive. Davey trying to cut her off. Off the glass, no good. Norad grabs the rebound. They call it held ball as Hamilton ties up Norad. And number 23, Mariah Domingo, checks in for Hamilton back in the lineup. 50-29 here on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Domingo nearly loses it. We'll get it over to McKern, out to McCarthy. McCarthy, Domingo, looking underneath. Baseline jumper is good by Lenardi. Davey will get it into Gambala, or check that, Gunlock. So Norad, Gambala, Gunlock, Davey in the ball game, and Shera. Davey on the drive, off the glass for two, and a nice drive by Ava Jo Davey. McCarthy over to Lenardi. Lenardi trying to look underneath. Gets it stolen away, knocked away by Davey out of bounds as a pass was intended for Griffin. And number 3, Keegan Campbell. And number 11, Peyton Benson, will come in for Bigfork. Inbound to number 15, Wilson, knocked away by Bigfork by Shera. Peyton Gunlock with the basketball. Over Campbell, out to Gunlock. Long three by Gunlock. Around the rim, no good. Rebounded there by Griffin for Hamilton. 1:40 to go. 52-31 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Griffin with the basketball. Shot up, off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Norad. Norad quickly up, going to slow things down. Nearly and over the back. Underneath Campbell, Shera off the glass, no good. No whistle. Rebounded there by Wilson. And over to Griffin. Griffin with the basketball, 1 minute to go. Griffin tried to feed underneath. Stolen by Peyton Gunlock. Peyton going to feed Norad. And Bigfork will take a timeout here. Substitution timeout. And I'll be back after this timeout. Well, the timeout's over, 52-31. Chloe Norad to inbound here in front of me. As Sophia comes back in for Bigfork. Peyton Gunlock with the basketball for Bigfork. 50 seconds go. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Peyton Gunlock looking to drive for Bigfork. Feeds it. Campbell out to Peyton. Peyton, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Peyton looking to drive underneath. Oh, tried to feed it into Benson. And number 3, Cody Clark in the ball game. Over to Domingo. Domingo will get it out. Lenardi with the basketball. Shot clock's off, 15 seconds to go here. Lenardi looking to drive. Kicks it out. Going to lose it out of bounds here. 12.3 to go. Bigfork will inbound. Chloe Norad in the backcourt. 52-31 here on your JD Detailing scoreboard in the Peyton Gunlock. And she's going to let the clock run out. Peyton just going to dribble it out. And your final is going to be 52-31. The Valkyries move this one and move on to 5-1 on the season. And we'll be in action at home. We'll get to see them at home coming up on Thursday. You're going to want to be there on Thursday as they take on the Stevensville Yellow Jackets. Jeremy Weber out there remembering. Remember, the V in Valkyries stands for victory. I'll be back with your full game stats here from Hamilton and maybe a post-game interview. All right, back here from Hamilton, Montana. It's a school night, so I talked to Coach Gunlock. Not going to do a post-game interview, and I understand why, because they want to get on the road, get home with school tomorrow, and I can appreciate that here during Christmas break, so they wrap things up. But post-game brought to you by Hanson Excavating, demolition site preparation, excavating and grading in business for 30 years. Fred Hansen, 837-1051 or hansonexcavating.com. But I'll give you your full game stats here, so we have those momentarily here. Let me see if I can blow them up so I can see them. Might be hard to read here. Depends on how I take the picture on my phone. So, looks like 3 points for Madeline Nelson, 2 for Lenardi, 3 for Ada Griffin, 2 for Wenzel. Taylor McCarthy, she could really shoot the ball. She had a couple threes with 8 points. Ashlyn McKern as well. Can handle the ball. 4. Had 11 to lead the way. 7 in the first, 6 in the second, 8 in the third, 10 in the fourth overall. 31 for them. For the Valkyries, taking a look for the Valkyries here. Hang on one second. Try to get this one here for Bigfork. I think these are all added up for me as well. Kenny Wade with 2 on the night. 2 also for Haley Shera, who hit that bucket. 14 by Ava Davey. So she had a big game tonight. 4 by Afton Lambrick. 19 lead the way is Braden Gunlock. 8 for Peyton Gunlock, and Callie Gambala puts up 3 for Bigfork. 13 in the first, 21, a huge second quarter, 12 in the third and 6 as everybody got to play tonight for a Bigfork, so a big win for them. So thanks for tuning in to Bigfork Valkyrie basketball here on BFSD Events. Your post game brought to you by Hanson Excavating. And thanks for listening out there. Your final from Hamilton, Montana. It was the Valkyries 52, the Hamilton Bronx 31 here from Hamilton. I'll wrap things up here and head back from Hamilton back home. It will catch you. Don't forget Thursday. The boys are on the road to take it on Stevensville. I will not be broadcasting that. You might catch on the NFHS network. I'll be home on the mic for the Valkyries at home against the Stevensville Yellowback Jackets on Thursday. Gets underway, I believe, 4:15, 5:45, and 7:15. Or is it 3, 4:30, and 7? Anyway, that'll be coming up on, 4, 5:30, and 7. Check your local times there for Valkyrie action coming up on Thursday. Thanks for tuning in. That great to bring both games here from Hamilton, Montana before Christmas. Merry Christmas, but I'll talk to you. The next game broadcasting for me will be on the road in January sometime up in Whitefish. Otherwise, the games are home and away, so I got to stick at home on the mic. Thanks for tuning in. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes of Vals. Have a great night wherever you are. Drive safely out there, and we'll catch you next time. I'll catch you at home as the Valkyries take on Stevensville coming up on Thursday. Thank you, and good night from Hamilton.